Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. So today is recovery day from Thanksgiving and I thought we'd do a really loose greenery with some berries, simple. I'm using this one brush, the Princeton 12 round Aqualite, my new brush, which I'm really loving. And I'm using hot press paper, and I love hot press. It's a lot of fun. You can move fast on it because it's just a smooth paper. You can see all those little fun adding some gold paint in there. Isn't that fun? Really simple strokes for simple folks, but a great impact, a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, leave them a comment, please. I'd like to hear your questions. Can't answer all of them, but I try and do my best. Also, let me know if you like to do some really loose stuff like this. This is fun. This gets you out of your comfort zone, just one brush and the energy of it, the movement. It's one of my favorite things to do. Also, check out my Patreon. I have ad-free videos, traceables, exclusive tutorials, and a live stream on the top tier. It's just a place people go and support my channel, which I appreciate so much, and you can see it here. Boop, in a second. So without further ado, let's get painting a loose Christmas greenery with some berries. Alright guys, for today's video, I'm using hot press. This is Arch's hot press paper pad. And one brush today. I'm using my Princeton 12 Elite Round, Aqua Elite Round, sorry. I have a link to it in my shop on the Amazon shop if you have never tried this. I love it. It's my brand new brush, big belly, great point, do all kinds of fun stuff. So we're gonna just playing with greens and some berries and maybe some flowers in here. You know, sometimes on like after Thanksgiving or holidays, you're kind of crazy. You just wanna do something fun and simple. And that's all we're doing today. I got paper towels and I've got my water jars up here. I'm gonna play around. So I've got mixed up some red already. I mixed my red with magenta and cadmium yellow deep, and I got this nice red. And I played around with greens. I had the yellow with peacock blue to get this color and Prussian blue. And we're just gonna start by using some water on my greens here. I'll mix up some more greens and get a little bit bluer here. This is the Prussian blue. And I'll clean up my brush. And I'll add some yellow. Get a nice deeper blue, deeper green. Could even add some indigo. This indigo blue. A little burnt umber. So now the green gets a little dulled down. It was really like a bluish. We can go back in and add more blue. This is the kind of things I do. Mix my greens. I'm gonna start with the greens. I'm just thinking composition wise, I don't know, I have this, my brain is just kind of going this way today on a curved diagonal. So let's just play with that. So I'm just taking the brush, and basically I'm standing up too, by the way. I'm just gonna go play. All right, so I just did my first line. Let's go from there. Let's add, little greens from off that. Just simple. You're taking the brush, moving it fast. I like to move fast. The faster you are, the looser it looks. So you're just taking the tip of this brush and just swiping out from that one line that I did. And get a little bit bigger, see? Because you can do nice points with this one, with this brush, and bigger, fatter ones too. Just going like that. Nice little greenery. Can make it a little bit thicker. Going back in, adding in some more lines here. Woo! I don't know what I'm going to do today, but I'm just going to play. And that's what it's all about. Right? And I never wanted to just have this one note of green, so I'm going to go and add this lighter green that I have. Okay, I'm going to put one this way now. Maybe just make some more brush strokes that kind of push down a little bit. See how I'm pushing down? I can push back the other way. Now, hot press as opposed to cold press. See how it's just sitting like almost like a puddle on top of the paper? Because it just sits on top of the paper. The cold press soaks it in. And then you get those cauliflower edges and stuff with this paper, but I like that. Just making simple strokes. So again, line, and I'm pushing down and pulling backwards, going this way. Just see what we can come up with today. Kind of looks like a mistletoe bunch. Right? Making those simple sweepy lines. This is what I mean by playing with your brushes. Now I only have one of these greens here. It needs a brother or a sister. So let's put another one kind of floating in here. Get that blue a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper and thicker. And also, because it's hot press, it's a smooth piece of paper, the paint just smoothly glides. Yes. I'm going back over this one again. Gonna add some more. Let's get a more blue. Thicker. See, I pushed down on my brush. Thicker elements. These are things you got to play with. One brush. Challenge yourself. Right. Let's add some brown. So I've got burnt umber and a little Paynes gray. I'm mixing the two together to make it. This is like a reddish brown. So I'm put the gray in there. It's more like a brown. And I'm just going to take that and kind of go over here and add some lines, some twiggy lines, and put some down here. And then off of this, I'll probably put some nice berries. I haven't done the red yet, have I? I'll probably put some green over here because it looks like it's just floating. So we'll go back to our deep green again. Yellow, blue. A little bit, whoop, that's a little too much brown. There we go. Let's add another one of these greens. It has a lot of energy too. See, if you notice that? Just a lot of energy. Now this is a big piece of paper, but you could do it the same thing smaller. So now I've got that red. And you can make circles. Come on. Just simple circles. Leave a little white. That one's too much in the middle. I like to leave a white kind of on the outer edge. Now this is a bigger piece of paper, so I have some bigger berries here. And I don't like them tiny, because this is like a 9 by 12 piece of paper. See, that red is sitting up there. Simple. Let's add some more brown twigs, branches kind of sticking off here. And we'll add some red berries down here. Don't have to be red, by the way. You can make some nice blue ones. Be a little bit more imaginative. Simple. Little red berries. A little bit bigger here. That one's small. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. Can add a little bit deeper red. So I've met that magenta, yellow, and add a little bit Prussian blue. Get a deeper red kind of going on one side. Really quickly. Just throwing that red in there. That deeper red. Now we have a lot of holes in here. I do want to fill that in, right? Maybe you could do some holly or other berries. So let's mix some medium green. Got that yellow and the peacock blue. A bunch of varieties of greens. Let's see if we can do like a holly shape. Yeah, it's sitting above there. It's okay. It's not my fave. Yeah, this looks like a bunch of green blob right now. So we'll play around with adding some more greens that make sense. Just add some swooping greens right over that green to fill in those holes. So that just turned into like a blob, but I'm just going to go and fix that by pushing the paint around like that. And you would never know. Right? So here's this green again. I'm going to make it a different tone. I'm going to add some ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue with the yellow makes a really kind of dull kind of green. You see, it's like a gray green. So we can kind of play around with here. Maybe make some roundish leaves kind of peeking through. Don't have to be almost like a eucalyptus. Doesn't have to be this straightforward greenery here. Put some other kind of ones peeking down here. And just making round. So we have different kind of types of leaves. This still bothers me in here, and I feel so much white in here. So I am going to go back in with my bluish green color and fill this in, swooping with the brush thicker, pushing down. I'm going to fill in those little holes. That feels better. Even up in here, get a little more blue. See? Just filling it in. It feels a little better. It's just a really quick, you know, exercise and playing with the brush. Some green down this way, a little more yellow. And I do this thing called just like a little squiggle. See how my hand just goes like, right? And sometimes it doesn't know where it's going. But that's the whole point. You're kind of just moving around the page really fast. These are some things I could show you in person if you came to one of my workshops. How I kind of just move fast throughout the page. And you really get a sense of it when you're in person, as opposed to seeing this in the video. But I'm showing you now. Gonna grab some of this yellow, a little chartreuse. Even more yellow. That bright yellow green. Just kind of peeking through. You see, I'm just kind of moving my brush haphazardly out. Even up in here. It gives it like an energy, you know? You want like an energy going through the picture. See, it's really loose. At this point, you could put in some, I only have berries and twigs and greenery. Maybe put in some kind of flower. I don't know. Let's see. It might ruin the whole thing, but let's play around with it. You'll see as I go. That's the whole beauty of just playing. I mean, you never know what will happen. So I've got this reddish color. I'm going to pull down here. Let's see with the brush. Almost like a poinsettia shape. Just pushing down. Kind of putting that floral in there. Peeking, as I would say, peeking. It's pretty wet, so it's got this pool. I'm lifting up the paint. Tapping back on my paper towel. Now, if I had originally planned this out, I would have maybe left the space for the red flower to go there. But now I'm just putting in reds. Kind of around. And you know, just a few here. See, I put one big one up there. Kind of put this one down here. I'm going to think about where I'm going to put one in here, like peeking through, maybe like little berries in here, peeking through. Just keeping it simple. Again, a little berryish kind of red. Peeking through. So I don't know if I really love that little red thing I made up top. There you go, see that better. But it's kind of cool. I'll have to work with it. Sometimes just playing, putting down. And I'll put little teeny ones down here. Kind of floating. Because your eye is kind of going here and then up here. Right? It's kind of like up and down and all around here. Still feels a little, I don't know how to describe it, light in here. I want it darker. So I'm really going to grab that Prussian blue, burnt umber, and yellow, and more blue, deeper. See, get that a little bit darker. I'll even grab some Paynes gray. It's getting darker in there again. See how I'm just doing the squiggle? Add those little lines. Just play, play, play. But the darker color is kind of sweet. And then up here, I think I'm just going to add kind of funky leaf coming out here. And the darker one, playing off that. And up in here. See, it just looks like just a bunch of greeneries, which is where I was going. Nothing special if you want to put some greens coming out this way. Filling in a little bit of holes. See, little curly cues. Taking that yellow. Just going around the page. Tip tapping. Moving my brush around. You could even take the yellow. See how thick that is, this paint? Go right on top of this. You'll see it. You know, if you wanted to add some white gouache, you can do that. But I'm going in and using all the greens and the browns. Why not? Just a lot of fun. Just playing with paint. Maybe a little bit more red. Get that magenta really thick. This is really thick. I'm getting more magenta. So now I have like a two-tone. That was kind of like a light pink, and I'm going back in, adding a deeper red that can kind of sit on top of those greens. And around here, deeper red. Berry. Filling in some of these spots. It felt like it was like open too much in here. And then in here, enhance it. Because this red, you know, it dried later. So I'm just going back in, adding a much deeper, thicker paint that's darker. Put some more on top here. And I think we're almost done. What would be kind of fun also is just to take some of that red. You know what I'm going to do. Splatter it. Don't do it everywhere. Just a little bit up here. Let the energy flow there. Kind of pretty. And that's that. Like I said, if you wanted to add a little more element here, and now just take that Payne's gray. I'm going to just dip that little dots where that red flower is there, and then down here. So it's got a little black center. I might take a little gold paint. I have gold paint here. See if I can activate this gold paint. It's not working. I don't want to use my brush, my good brush to do that. Let's use a crappy brush. Yes, let's activate the gold paint. So let's put a little touch of gold in there. See, add some water, activate it. Normally I would spray it, and I forgot to spray it. Kind of I'm mushing it around in like a really stiff kind of brush. Trying to activate this gold. And then I would take that gold paint, and I would just kind of place it around up in here. Little swipes. Maybe around some of the flowers. Not everywhere, just here and there. Just like, again, it adds another element. Let's grab some more gold. It's too dry. Excuse me, that's not thick enough. It's too opaque. Excuse me, I'm losing it. Translucent. It's too translucent. I need it to be opaque. So I'm getting some gold right out of the tube. See, all that turkey? Mess with my brain cells. And going in here. And you can kind of see it. See the shiny gold now? You can add little dots up in here, down here, around the berries. This is where my brain goes, guys. Little swipes in there. But in here, I wanted like a highlight. So this way I put it up top. And that's that. That is my greenery. Quick, easy. Maybe you'll say it's not easy because you're not used to painting this way. And it takes time. It takes practice. Please don't beat yourself up. I've been doing this for quite a while. But I'm showing you, just take a big brush, really, and you have that energy. It's a lot of fun playing around with. And this is great, you know. And then when you finish something like this, you can put it in your frame around your house, or you can actually, if you have a computer and you're good at your computer, you could scan your painting in, and, you know, when you finish all your little swipes. Everyone's going to be different because this is just a, you know, technique where you just put holly in there. Christmas cards, fantastic Christmas card. All right, peeps. I hope you had a great holiday. We're back at it today. And thank you so much for stopping by, and take care, and I'll speak to you soon.